Hello and welcome. This is Felicia Slattery, and we are here for Effective Communications Month all June, and I am doing podcasts with experts to help you effectively communicate your messages in your businesses. Today, my guest is Barbara Razgoni, and Barbara is from the Chicago area. We're both suburban girls here, and Barbara is an expert she's been in business for a while and has been very successful in a number of different areas. A lot of public relations, has moved into social media, is kind of a mover and a shaker actually nationwide. She gets huge name folks to come into her social media club in Chicago. She is a national speaker, very well respected. So Barbara, I am so glad you're able to be here today. How are you?
I'm great, Felicia. Thank you so much for that intro. It's always so good to talk to you. I just feel like so cheery just listening to you. So thanks for having me and putting this together. I mean, you've put together such a great group of folks, and as a communicator, I'm so honored that you would take the time to do that, and you're just doing so much to help us all, so thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I love it. All right. Well, you know why we're here. We're going to talk about effective communication, and I'd love to hear what your number one best tip is for business owners, entrepreneurs, experts, so that they can effectively communicate their messages. What do you say?
Well, you know, Felicia, I'll start right at the very top, and the simple thing is to know what you want to say and who wants to hear it. So, you know, how do you get your message out? You know, you can ask your customers why they work with you and what pain are you solving for them. I think so many times we get into business and we think, oh, we know what we're doing, but when you can figure out what your customers really have to say about what you do, then you can voice what you do in their language, which is probably the same kind of language that other people are using too. So that's kind of like the overarching message. And then specifically, one of the areas I see that entrepreneurs and businesses can do a better job in and make huge progress is to have a great LinkedIn profile, not just for themselves, but also for their company. And here's where that messaging comes in. You want to make sure that you have it down the way that people can read it in your company description, both on your personal profile and on your company profile if you own a company, so that people know what you can do for them, how you're going to help them, and you can list your specialties, which will be the keywords that people are looking for to find you.
You know, I have a quick question about the company profile piece, because I've been reluctant to do that just because I'm one person, I'm by myself, but I do run a business, obviously. I have my communication consulting business and my professional speaking business. Would having a LinkedIn company profile be appropriate for somebody like me, or do I want to just rely on my personal profile?
I would have a company profile, absolutely, Felicia, with all you do, because you think about, you may think that you're just one person, but if you have a group of people who are supporting you, like with Effective Communications Month, in reality you have a lot of folks who are out there promoting what you do. So it's not just you. You have a lot of supporters for your business, all your clients, and it really represents them as well if you have a company site. And here's how that happens. First of all, if you're going to do a LinkedIn company site, you have to have a company domain name. So if it was Felicia at AOL, that's not going to work. But if you have Felicia at FeliciaSlattery.com, that's great. So then you can set up your company site. Now, the company site on LinkedIn has really become an interesting place. It used to be just you put your company name and that's it, but now you can feed in your blog, you can feed in your Twitter profile, and there's a new tab for products and services that allows you to bring in videos. So, for example, yeah, I know, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
If you wanted to promote this month, then you could do a video and drop it into products and services, and then people can see it, they can follow the link. It's a way to really generate leads, really to add a lot of dimension to your company. People can see who you are, because on the profile right now, there's a way you can bring video in through Google, but, it's not like totally tricky, but it's a lot easier if you have a company site and you can do different videos. You can even put up testimonials, so you can really represent your company well.
Oh, I like that. All right. So even solo entrepreneurs can have their own LinkedIn company profile. I like that.
Well,
that's really cool. So I know there's so many different ways to use LinkedIn, and I know you've got lots of great information about that, but would you say, in conjunction with LinkedIn, do you have like a favorite tool or a tool that you like to use that helps kind of boost up your LinkedIn experience?
Yes, I do. I love SlideShare. I mean, there's a lot of them, but I'm just going to stick with SlideShare because I think, as a solo entrepreneur, there's a lot of times where folks like us are recreating proposals, all kinds of things. You have to do things over and over and over again. But if you go to SlideShare and you have a capabilities presentation that's a PowerPoint you put together and then you upload it at slideshare.net, then if people are interested in what you do, you can just put that link into all of your documentation, or if you're doing a proposal, you can say, if you want to see this presentation online, here's the link. Now, granted, you're not going to put private information on there, but if you have a global presentation, you can do that. And then LinkedIn has a SlideShare application, so that will bring the LinkedIn PowerPoint right into your profile, and people can see it immediately. So what you want to do if you're doing that, you can add images, you can add text, graphs, charts. If you have a white paper that you've written, perhaps you want to pull out the key points and make that one of your presentations. If it's the way you approach your business, let's say you're a speaker and you've got a program that you do, you could even put in like a clip of the presentation, maybe the first few slides so people get a feel for what it's like. And so that gives you a way to really bring in some imagery, and it really shows your approach to packaging and presenting information. So it's housed in two sites, and if it's on LinkedIn and then on SlideShare, people can follow you, they can like your presentation, they can embed it. There's all different kinds of things you can do.
Ooh, I like that. And, as a speaker, and there's a lot of folks who are listening who are various types of experts, and many of them do lots of speaking. So I love the idea of being able to take our slides and kind of put them out there so that folks can see them. Have you found that you've been hired because of people have said, hey, I've seen your SlideShare thing. Could you do that talk for us? Has that ever happened to you? I know this is kind of a spur-of-the-moment question, but I'm just curious.
All the time.
Really?
Yes, it's amazing. I mean, people will say, can you do a presentation, especially if you're asked to do a speech where they have a minimal budget, or, if it's a community speech, I'll say, this is my repertoire. Go see if there's anything here you like. And some of them are very similar because it might be the same presentation, but maybe it's directed a little bit towards a chamber or maybe towards a certain type of consultant. So they can see the different types of personalization and customization there. So yes, it happens a lot. One idea I would have is if you are going to do this, put in some testimonials. I had a client who said she wanted to say something about my speech. I ran through a presentation before I was going to give it so that she could tell me whether or not she liked it was for her industry. She loved it. She said, I want to say something. And I said, well, what do you want to say? And she told me that she wanted people to say, this is thought-provoking. Pay attention. This presentation could change the way you do business. And I said, well, could I put that on a slide? And she said, yes. So before
That's a great idea.
Isn't it? It was wonderful because I stepped into the room and I said, and if you want to know to think of this presentation, you all have a chance to review it, but I did run this by my client who's in your industry to make sure that I was on track, and here's what she had to say. Well, I showed that, and I was a little nervous about it. They all laughed, kind of like, because I presented it in a kind of a humorous sort of way, but I think that really did perk them up. It was like the cup of coffee they needed to really stay in tune. So think about adding that in, and then also if you have quotes about, you might have some really good one-liners that you have in your presentation, put those on one of your slides so that they'll pop out and people will see them.
That is such a great tip. I love that. Thank you. Awesome. So, and people can do that. They can upload it to slideshare.net, and then they can use at LinkedIn, of course, .com. Then at LinkedIn, they can upload or turn on the SlideShare application and pull in their slides from SlideShare, and they'll all be there.
Well, I think it'll post like the most recent 3, but it'll give people an idea that you do have that library and they can go see it.
Excellent. I love that. That is such a great idea. Excellent. All right. Well, Barbara, you've had some wonderful ideas, and I know you are one of the top bloggers in the country, I know. And listening at home, I got to tell you, she gets all kinds of cool stuff. Barbara and I are in a mastermind group together, so I kind of get to see behind the scenes a lot about what's happening in her business. She gets trips. She gets all kinds of free stuff. I mean, like, not just a free, like, here, get on a plane and go here. Like a whole junket tour she gets by being this amazing blogger. So if people want to read your blog and see what you're all about, where can they go?
It's wiredprworks.com. That's WIREDPRworks.com. And
awesome.
It's my 5th
It is a
anniversary.
great blog.
Well, thank you.
It's, wait, what, 15th anniversary did you say?
5th.
5th. I was going to say, blogs haven't been around that long. I was like 5th, but 5 years is really a lot of longevity in the blogging world, too.
It is,
so,
yeah.
Excellent. Cool. Well, of course, you are one of our experts in our Effective Communications Giveaway.com all-month-long event, and folks can get everybody's gifts at Effective Communications with an S, giveaway.com. Barbara, would you share what is the gift that you're giving away over there on that site?
Well, what I'm giving away is my chapter from the book, which I think is a fantastic book. It's called Success Secrets of the Social Media Marketing Superstars by Mitch Meyerson, and a few of the other presenters are in there too. What Mitch did last year is he got together like 23 of the brightest minds, according to Mitch, in the social media world, and I was honored to write the LinkedIn chapter. So what I'm doing is I'm encouraging everyone to go ahead and grab it and follow it. I thought it was, I wrote it. It was what I thought should be written. And I know that there are even PR agencies that use this book to train their clients. So I guess there's a lot of people out there who really use it. When you write something, you just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you put it in the book, it goes through approval, and everything's okay. But until people start writing you notes and really telling you how they're using it, you never know. And I've just been really thrilled that people are taking this information and really using it to get results.
Oh, that's excellent. What a great gift. So this is your contribution to that book that is being distributed very widely and used and highly acclaimed. Fabulous. So you can pick that up at effectivecommunicationsgiveaway.com, and that gift comes to you from our guest today, Barbara Rozgoni. And my name is Felicia Slattery. I want to thank you so much for listening and for being here. Take this information and use it in your business to effectively communicate your messages so you can do what we'd all like to do in our businesses, bring in more prospects, more clients, and more cash flow. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.